3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to start with the back row. The first and last names. Back row.
My name is Bridget Narvez.
I'm Bonette Lassiter.
My name is Lottie Cuthbertson. I'm the president of Black Nurses Rock.
Okay, say that.
My name is Lottie Cuthbertson.
Okay.
I'm the president of Black Nurses Rock St. Petersburg chapter.
My name is Dr. Kim Hickman. I'm the vice president of Black Nurses Rock St. Petersburg chapter.
Okay. All right. So, first question. How long have you been doing this type of event?
Well, we've been in the community collectively for over 20 years. But Black Nurses Rock, we're here. Our event was sponsored by our organization, Black Nurses Rock, and we are your board of directors. Black Nurses Rock has been in existence for 20 months, the national organization. We are the largest nursing organization, Black nurses organization in the United States. And we are also, what our mission is to touch the lives of vulnerable communities. Where we are nonprofit, and we're a nonprofit group of professional nurses that touch the lives of vulnerable communities and help them with through education, training, and screenings.
Okay, and how many women are part of Nurses Rock? Black Nurses Rock.
Black Nurses Rock include men and women,
okay.
nurses, nursing students, LPNs, RNs, ARNPs, and the doctoral nurses. We currently have an active membership of
20.
20, plus we just signed up 3 people today. So we are growing, we're restructuring, and we're just trying to get our name out there and let the community know that we are here to serve.
Okay. Now, in terms of service, what do you feel is the most important part of your servicing for the community?
Health awareness, prevention, screenings, resources, and treatment.
Okay. And of those various parts of servicing, which ones do you feel lack the most, let's say, knowledge in terms of the community? Where knowledge may be lacking in the community?
Well, currently this year for our 2017-2018 year, we're looking to focus a lot on mental health awareness as well as HIV and AIDS. So those are some of the 2, and of course today's event, which was breast cancer awareness. These are 3 different events that we definitely want to make sure that we provide education and true awareness to the community as far as minority communities, whether it be African American, Hispanic. These are, areas within health and wellness that is lacking the true knowledge. So we want to make sure that we are a group of individuals that are strong in the community to help provide that. So, as I said, with mental health, a lot is not being placed out there in regards to mental health or being addressed. We know that sometimes in minority communities, this is something that's taboo to be talked about. As far as HIV and AIDS, some of the same stigmas are still out there, so we want to make sure that we address those. And in regards to breast cancer awareness, this is something that's always something that's very important for us to, as a collective group of nurses, to make sure that we get that information out there.
Okay, now in terms of mental health, what are you trying to do to get to those who may have that problem, but they're not really facing it, or they just don't want to really deal with it?
I think our biggest focus regarding mental health is making those people just aware of the resources. Some people may have a mental health disorder and never have been diagnosed. You may have family members. You may yourself have a mental health disorder. So I guess one of the first things is to recognize what the signs are and helping those people like connect to the resources that are there. The evidence does show that the earlier you get treated, the better your outcomes are. So we just really want people to, like Ms. Bridget said, to get away from that stigma. Mental illness is just like any other chronic health problem. If you had diabetes, you would get that cared for. If you had a heart disease, you would get that cared for. So with the mental illness, we want to just take away that stigma and let people know that if you're suffering, you don't need to suffer in silence, and you don't need to suffer alone. There are people there to help you.
Okay. In terms of St. Petersburg, is there an area or maybe a couple of areas where this mental health situation is really it's really strong? You know, there may be a lot more people in certain areas that are suffering from it, but they're not coming forward.
Mental health affects every population, every income level, and so that's one of the things that people need to be aware. You can be poor, you can be rich, you can be professional, you can be a non-professional. It doesn't matter. It's an equal opportunity, you know. And so there's help in all of those areas. There's help that is on a sliding scale basis. There's help at the VA. It depends on where you're starting from. If you have insurance or don't have insurance, there's still help.
I would just like to add to that in regards to mental health. Someone near and dear to my heart and my family is dealing with mental illness. Me as a nurse, honestly, I always hated mental health. I knew it was an issue, but now I really see how big the issue is, and there is a lot of help out there, and there's a lot of resources out there that we need to educate our community about.
Now, you mentioned schizophrenia and OCD is one. Now, which type of mental illness kind of surface more often than the others?
I think I would say more so depression, and it's a hidden illness. It's a hidden illness, and as Dr. Hickman and Bridget also stated, people don't want to be identified or stigmatized by just saying that I'm mentally ill. They think it's something wrong with it. And as already stated, it's a health condition, it's a health disease just like any other. And it's plenty of resources out here. People that people that we work with or communicate on a daily basis are dealing with depression. And it's a condition because of different circumstances, such as their living conditions, their social conditions, relationships, just life itself can be a burden to individuals, and they become depressed. But if we can't prevent it, treatment, as stated, is available in all areas. And we would like people to feel free to reach out to us if they need a resource for mental illness, or if they need guidance on mental illness. Dr. Hickman specialized in mental health, mental illness, and she can directly guide you, and any of us can guide an individual if they're in need.
What are some signs that, let's say, if I walked into a crowd of people, I could determine just by looking at them or something that there's something not quite right? Maybe there's a depression issue.
I'm gonna let you piggyback. I'm just gonna say one thing, and I think that's the assumption, because they're not all the signs are not they're different for every individual. Just like diabetes, you may exhibit different signs than the next person, and mental illness is individualized also. And I'm gonna let Dr. Hickman take over here, but one sign that you see in a lot of individuals with mental illness is isolation, is being away, being kind of alone or away from people, not socializing as much with others.
Great point, and I was going to say, in a crowd, you probably wouldn't see a person that's good depressed, because they are probably home. So, but when you have a close family or friend, little loved one, if you see their behavior change, if they stop eating or eat way too much, if they stop sleeping or sleep way too much, if they don't care about their hygiene, if they don't care about their appearance, if they're always sad or crying, or especially what's more concerning, if they start to give things away, start to write notes to people. And people are always afraid to ask the question, do you want to harm yourself? They think by asking that's going to make that person hurt themselves, but that's just the opposite. If they have it in their mind to hurt themselves, by you asking could help save them. So if you see somebody, they start to give things away, they start to isolate, they start to act real sad, they just don't ever, if they used to enjoy going fishing or shopping or spending time with the family, and they no longer find pleasure in those things, we, as loved ones, family and friends, little co-workers, start to ask, are you okay? Can I help you? You know, help them to think outside of their head. Once you get them to start talking, you'll be surprised how much people really do want help. They just don't know how to get help. They don't know, they don't even maybe really know what's really wrong. But they know they just don't feel the way that they used to feel.
Right. Wow. Anything else you would like to add about what happened here today?
You said today?
Yes.
Oh. Well, as far as today, it was a wonderful event. I give much thanks and credit to our president of Black Nurses Rock in regards to putting on the event, coordinating everything. We had some wonderful vendors who came out to support. We had true support from Allstate, one of the sponsors of this event. So just to, once again, as we indicated, to be an advocate in the community and make sure that we bring about not only awareness but some education, and a time for people to come together and network and get an understanding, and be a support for one another in the community is very huge and it's big, and it makes a difference. So that's my biggest takeaway in regards to this event, which we will continue to make sure we have a presence in regards to breast cancer awareness.
Closing? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, in closing, Black Nurses Rock.
Okay.
Well said.
Sounds good. Were you going to say something else? Because I didn't mean to.
No, I was going to let this you want to say something.
You want to speak on the event?
Okay, ladies, thank you very much.